That's wonderful. So my big question for you then, Shivi, is like, Calgary has always been the oil and gas hub of Canada. And I think especially since we worked in tech, the tech community is really growing. Like, do you think we could be known as something more than oil and gas? Like, do you think we could be a Silicon Valley or a tech hub kind of place to be?
Oh, absolutely, Robin. We are already there. So
Hey,
I would
awesome.
say,
Wow.
I mean, it's completely my opinion, but I always believe that okay, oil and gas can still be Calgary's bread and butter, but there is always a hunger and confident tech sector that is establishing itself. So I believe that there are different components related to it, starting from how lovely our city is. It's the most livable city in the world, having the most educated talent in North America, having such an amazing growing population with the competitive salaries and the rentals and everything. And it has such a well established culture of entrepreneurship and innovation. In fact, I was reading what Calgary Economic Development published a couple of weeks or months back. It says that the city's tech raise has been $307 million in 2020. And I
Wow.
am
Wow.
talking about pandemic. So that was
Yeah.
Hmm. Hmm.
right
Yeah.
when pandemic hit. So the city actually grew and increased
Yeah.
88% from 2019 during pandemic. So imagine how that innovation, everything is flourishing. In fact, there was an article saying that Alberta government is going to invest $23 million for quantum hub at University of Calgary to create all the cool innovative stuff, including AI and nanotechnologies and everything
Wow.
around it. So there is so much of things happening around it. In fact, Calgary has received one of the best, I would say, investors fund this time. So I think that we are already there, and by 2030, we are going to achieve a lot. There was a statement made by our mayor in coalition 2022 at Toronto, I believe, which says that Calgary is already there and it should be one of Canada's tech hub. So,
That's
yeah.
wild. Like as a born and
Wow.
raised Calgarian, like oil and like that's all we've been known as for, right? Like it's oil
Hmm.
and gas, oil and gas. And then
Hmm.
as Victor mentioned, I did move on to another tech company and they're out of Kitchener, Waterloo,
Yeah.
where BlackBerry got invented. Amazon's been there before, Google's been there before. And so meeting new colleagues is like, oh, you're from Calgary, like the new tech hub. I'm like, can you call us that? Like, I don't think so, no.
Wow.
So that's really amazing though, Shivi, to your point, like through the pandemic, like we've been able to achieve so much in the tech space. It's really exciting for me, again, being a born and raised Calgarian, oil and gas is all we know, just to like be able to reinvent ourselves as something else.
And I believe that like we have worked with, we all three have worked in the startup culture. We are working through it, and we can feel that why we choose to work and why we feel so much. We feel that recognition behind it. We feel that it's belonged there. We don't lose our identity when it comes to working for a startup. There is a lot more thing that we can grow and we can transition into. So for me, the startup community has become what or made who I am actually.
That's cool.